There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Alright, thank you so much for letting me know that. I probably would have not realized for another few minutes. Thank you so much for I was just saying, welcome to the stream. We're currently in the post game. I have to refight the gyms. I've been playing a bit off stream, I was saying. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist. It should be working now. You might have just like a little bit of delay. But yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why it was muted, to be honest, but sometimes that's just how it is. I'm sick of it. Me too. I was saying though, like I need a Bomba Snow. It's one of those things where I've been filling out my decks, but there's some Pokemon that I just skipped and I forgot I would like skip them. Yeah. Oh, nice. You're breeding those Meowth. Cool, cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna go around and fight the gym leaders again. I don't know if this will be hard or... I really don't know what to expect, but I'm sure being around like level 70-ish, we'll probably just breeze through this part of the game. But yeah, we want to at least knock out all the gyms so we can like unlock... I think there's like some tournament we have to do after the fact. So... yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I saw there was an Abomasnow near me, and I was looking for it, but I'm not gonna sit here and try too hard to find it at this exact moment. But yeah, let's just fly to our first gym. It doesn't really matter where we go, but we'll probably just pick the closest one to us. Alright, let's go. I think we don't have to do like trials again and such here. So, yeah. I'm sure this will be relatively easy for us, but we do want to try to unlock the tier 6 raids. Not because... I do think, from what I've seen from people, grinding for Herba Mystica, it's actually better to do the 5-star raids because they're easier to beat than 6-star. And the 6-star drop rates aren't really much higher. But yeah, with that being said, we're just going to continue on here. Yeah, that's what I figured it meant. Alright, we're gonna head into this gym first and see what awaits us. Also, I did look into it. Those battle challenges. There is... Wait, what? Oh. Alright, I'm just gonna click through all this to get the battle started. If I get any Eevees, I'll definitely share my code so you can do one. I'll probably, I think I'll probably try to do some Tera Raids today as well. I do gotta work later tonight, but we definitely have a bit of time. Yo, what's up, Deflector? Good to see you. Oh, this is what I meant to say. So, the Poké Center battles that you do, there's actually one, I forget what area it is, but you actually get the amulet coin. And that's the only way you can get it in this game is by doing that. Most of the other items that you get by doing the battles from around the areas, you can actually just buy those items. But I think, like, regardless, if you're like me, you're probably gonna do them anyways. Eventually. Oh yeah, that's right, this is the doubles gym battle. It should be able to evolve into Berserker. I think that's the whole strategy. I think it has to be Berserker. Alright. Just blow away this battle. Wait, why did I do that on Mimikyu? Of course it's not gonna take damage. Did you know? I didn't know this because I didn't really play Sun and Moon competitively or even really much of the game. They nerfed Mimikyu. Like apparently originally its disguise, it didn't do damage to it once you broke its disguise. So a lot of times people would run it with Focus Sash. So you would like essentially have like multiple ways to like guarantee that you survive one hit KO. Pretty insane to be honest. I've been actually looking a lot into VGC. You know, trying to get ideas. We don't know what the rule set's gonna be yet for VGC in December and for the tournament in January. There is some speculation that they might join the first cycle. Maybe they won't include Paradox Pokemon and such. It's kind of hard to say. Like, I feel like if anything, there might be limits on what's allowed to be used. Like maybe you can only use one Paradox Pokemon, or I don't know. I generally don't know what they're gonna do for this first cycle, but yeah, some of these Paradox Pokemon have been pretty insanely strong. But yeah, I mean we don't know. Like down the line, I'm sure there'll be a format where there's like allowed to be legendaries to use, like restricted formats, but. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what to expect early meta. It's safe to assume that it's safe to assume that pretty much anything that's not Paradox or Legendary is in the competition. But again, it's definitely like it's going to be a little bit different depending on what is allowed, what's not. Yeah, I have like 32 boxes currently or something. That's usually how the games work, like the more you fill them up, you just unlock more. Because it'd probably be too cumbersome to have 32 boxes at the beginning of the game. Yeah, I've been catching so much stuff in this game. I've had 32 for a couple days now. How many can you fill with eggs? I don't know. Apparently the picnic thing, you can get like 10 eggs at a time or something. I haven't done it at all yet, but I've looked at it briefly. Oh, the money's actually pretty good. We're beating them again. Oh, I forgot to turn down the in-game. All my settings were messed up. Sorry about that, chat. Like I started to stream, I was here for like a minute and a half with my microphone muted. So thanks, Ada, for pointing that out. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good music. It's pretty funky actually. In some of it. Alright, we got one of the gyms done. Solid. I kind of just want to breeze through all the gyms, so let's just focus on that. Let's not get too distracted. This game is kind of like a problem. Like outside of all the issues in the game and such, I find myself like playing this game way longer than I was planning on. Like last night I was playing and every time I like told myself, okay, I'm gonna save and quit after this thing I'm doing. It's like there's an item in the distance I see or a raid and I'm like, oh, I'll just go grab that real quick. Or, oh, there's a dex entry, let me catch that Pokemon real quick. And then it turns into like another hour of just continuously like getting sidetracked. It's insane. Yeah, it really does feel like ADHD fueled or something. It's true. But yeah, definitely can find myself spending hours that I wasn't planning on spending. Right, we've got 6 out of the 10. I hear the I actually wonder how many of these coins do I actually have? I haven't been paying attention, but 559. That's actually pretty solid. I do have to I'm gonna fight this person real quick. Oh wait, no, never mind. Excuse me. Never mind. I thought that was a battler. Maybe we'll go do the chest. The chests do respawn daily for gimme goals, so that's a good way to get the items. When am I going to be looking at team options, synergy, and testing your team's online battle? Pretty soon. I'm kind of just like messing around in the game, trying to like collect stuff, but I'll probably do some team building on Showdown here soon. Like, that's what I was trying to say is, I could be doing stuff right now, and I think there's value in like just learning some of the Pokemon on Pokemon Showdown and such. Like, they already have like it set up, but like I said, we don't actually know the format. So if there's like restricted picks, you know, like say like you can only have one Paradox Pokemon on your team, or say you can't even have a Paradox Pokemon on your team for the first series, that's going to drastically change how I build my team. But at the same time, it won't be so different. So I think like very soon, probably like starting next week, I'm thinking I'll start like, I already have things in my mind of what I've been thinking about experimenting with. And I've been watching like Cybertron, VGC, like a lot of people who are covering VGC early game, and just trying to get like some of their expert advice from like, you know, previous gens, like what returning Pokemon look like they're going to be very viable. Like I'm already looking at a bunch, like Arcanine, Slowbro, you know. But then there's like these new Pokemon, which, again, I don't want to like, just in case there are people still are like spoiler free, I won't name the Paradox, but there's like some that are like definitely going to be really good. The Paradox Pokemon stat product are like pretty much like pseudo legendary, if not legendary status. Like it's actually kind of insane how powerful they are. Like Iron Hands, the Hariyama, for example, pretty insanely strong. I think it's actually one of the better raid physical attackers in the game. But yeah, definitely it's gonna be a very hyper offensive meta with like terrestrializing. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a layer to it, I'd say. So like you don't copy. Like, I'm not someone that, like, this is the reality of, like, Pokemon, is this early, people aren't going to figure out everything that actually is viable or good. But it's really good to, like you said, will people be using that stuff? For sure. But I don't think it necessarily means that it's not good early game. I think a lot of people are going to be experimenting, and it's also like you want to be aware of what people are doing. Like even if you're not gonna do what you're watching the video on, it's good to see like an approach people are taking. So then it's like, okay, I have to account for this core is probably going to be commonly seen. And if I can't deal with this, then I'm already in a bad position if I get faced up against this type of team. Like I saw someone running a really interesting team with, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the Rock Salt Pokemon's final evolution. There's like a strategy, like this is a strategy in VGC that's like a lot of these strategies already have existed in previous games, but they're more like adapted to different Pokemon, or they're just more viable because of the way terrestrializing works as opposed to something like Dynamax. So like the Rock Salt Pokemon, it gets Body Press and Iron Defense, which Body Press is a fighting move that does damage based on how much defense you have. And this Pokemon has really high defense stat, and the idea is if you can build it in a way where it's really hard to remove it, and you can kind of just be throwing body presses and pretty much just like outputting so much ridiculous damage against your opponent. So the point I'm getting across here is, yeah, like this Pokemon can terrestrialize in a way that like makes it harder to remove. You know, like Pokemon, I think the reality of playing VGC, you're probably gonna want to terrestrialize to a same type, to be honest. Like in most scenarios, you're either going to want to terrestrialize offensively, meaning like you're trying to get a move for Terra Blast that will do good damage, or you're pretty much trying to just already increase your type. Like say you're Torkoal, you're going to use Terra Fire more than likely. That's like a common idea that's going around. But like there still is the value of terrestrializing defensively, but it's rare that that will actually be more better and good, if that makes sense. Yeah, at some point, Ada. Yeah, so there's like only a few Pokemon that like really, like ideally you want to like find something that can benefit from the offensive and defensive change type, because that's where this is going to become a very more interesting, unique, like even through my playthrough, there was a couple times where I brain farted when, you know, it's like a dual type Pokemon, but it loses its dual typing, which becomes this weird anomaly of a Pokemon where it still has its same stab coverage, but it now has a different typing that you have to be, you know, thinking of as well. It's very complicated, but like I don't think it will actually come down to being that complicated in VGC as much. Like I think there's going to be certain Terra types that rise to the top, like Gyarados, for example. Most people are probably going to run something like ground Terra type Gyarados because it helps remove, like this is an example of a Pokemon that does take great advantage of its Terra type. So it's 4 times weak to electric, turn to a ground type, removes that weakness entirely. But not only does it do that, it gives you stab on ground moves. And ideally, if you have a better move than Terra Blast, you want to use that. And Gyarados has Earthquake, which is great in VGC because it hits both opponents. So if you Terra Ground Earthquake, you become this insane force now to like actually hit your opponents hard with Earthquake. So yeah, like this is a scenario where like Gyarados more than likely will almost always run that, unless you're like countering another Gyarados. Maybe you run Grass, potentially. But the idea I'm getting across is you could probably safely assume that most Gyarados are running Ground. So as much as there are options, as time goes on, we'll probably start to see certain Terra types are just better. Like Steel will probably be a very common one that you see paired on Pokemon, purely because it's the best defensive typing in the game. And there are like Pokemon that can, you know, really take advantage of that, especially things that are bulky. So yeah, there's a lot of like strategy that's like still not discovered yet. We're not entirely sure what will happen. But yeah, with that being said, I'm definitely keeping an eye on like current things people are talking about, and you know, just trying to like stay proactive and think like what's going on there. All right, I'm just cruising around, seeing where I'll go next. I guess I'll go here. I do feel like it's kind of exciting, but it's kind of overwhelming at the same time, because it's like the game currently is it is kind of grindy, I'll admit. Like there's definitely like layers to it. Okay, gotta defeat 6 in this area. Like, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, I'm competing in January. Obviously, like, I need to care, but I feel like I'm not necessarily at a disadvantage at this exact moment. It's more like I just want to see what the rule set is, too. But I am messing around a little bit in Showdown. They have it pretty much set up. I'm like I'm trying to learn some of the new Pokemon, their abilities, you know, try to see like what are the more viable like Tailwind setup users, for example. Tailwind's like going to be super good, but not a lot of Pokemon that are currently running that move that are available. Like some of the more common ones are going to be like Jump Bluff, Murkrow, even actually evil, like not even the Evilite Murkrow, just because it has Prankster. It's like instantaneous Tailwind. Yeah, I hope the glitches get worked out. I mean, unfortunately, the glitches don't actually affect battling, at least from what I've seen. But yeah, like, I hope they patch this game up a bit. I saw articles claiming that Nintendo has no you know, they haven't been receiving complaints about this game apparently. But I think that's just PR. I don't think I think they're lying 100%. But yeah. Also, thanks for coming out to stream today. If you're enjoying the content, definitely consider giving the stream a like. It does help my content reach a wider audience here on YouTube. And yeah, definitely appreciate you hanging out and chatting me up a bit. Alright, we're on our third gym. Then I might, maybe I'll start doing the post-legendary stuff today. I don't know. I do want to 100% the decks. To be fair though, I have seen a lot of people having a lot of luck shiny hunting in this game. Just purely by doing the Herba Mystica stuff. Like the sandwich power, which, you know, is pretty insane. Yeah, I know they've been giving refunds. It is kind of concerning that, like, we're, like... I don't know, like... It's very, it's concerning to think that maybe they won't fix anything. Yeah. Yeah, you got pretty lucky though. I have 0. Alright. Tinkaton, you have done your best. I really like Tinkaton. It's a really cool Pokemon. It's really grown on me. Oh, I have my, I have this Scyther in my party. I've been leveling it up to try to get a false swipe user. I almost feel like Galade's like a better one. Now that I like... I don't know, I just kind of, you know, Scizor, I mean, Scyther is like such an obvious one. And I got a normal Terra type one. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll like make that my false swiper. But then I was thinking more about it. I'm like, well, Galade actually gets access to Hypnosis though. So part of me is like, maybe I should like actually go back and... I guess I could have just used Clogsire this entire gym. Wasn't even really thinking. It doesn't matter though, we're like almost 20 levels higher. I was gonna say, wow. Even with the Intimidate, I still one-shot, but it's a crit. That makes sense. Here, I'll bring in Clogsire here. Yeah, I mean, it's still luck. It's not like I'm not doing the same thing as you. Like, it's a mixture of seeing the shiny and just, you know, it's still like RNG. It's still 1 in 4,000. It's not like it's... There's more spawns, obviously, on the map, so there's a better chance of finding a shiny. But it's not like it's easier in this game. Like, I see so many people get the Lechonk in their very first, like, area. I mean, maybe there is increased odds for that. I have no idea, to be honest. But all I know is from my own personal experience, and I don't know how many hours I've put in the game, but yeah, I haven't found one shiny. And take that with a grain of salt too, because there are chances that maybe there was one, but I didn't know what it looked like, or it's a very similar shaded shiny as the normal skin, so I could have easily just, you know, not even saw that. Oh yeah, that's right. Alrighty. I actually haven't looked at my trainer card in a little bit. Maybe I'll look at it real quick after this. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, watch me like look and it says I like actually missed like shiny Pokemon. But it would only be if you actually battled them. I'm assuming. Like if you actually like fought it and knocked it out. But I feel like that would be kind of hard to do. Oh yeah, I already know that. That's one of the best ways to like check the shinies if you don't know if it's a shiny or not. Definitely a very interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot. Levitate. Duh. I think Rotom, especially, is going to be really interesting in this game. I haven't like looked too much into it, but yeah, Rotom Wash is probably going to be really good. Like any Pokemon that can like have Levitate and become electric type, definitely going to be interesting, to say the least. And there are a lot of emphasis on electric terrain in this game. Oh, I was gonna say too, like in regards to VGC, they changed how, so it's not hail anymore. There used to be, you know how there's weather, sand, sun, and water? It's not hail anymore. They changed it to just snow. And instead of it doing like chip damage at the end of the turn, it gives ice types a 50% defense boost. So hail might be better in this gen. It's kind of hard to say. There are some Pokemon that get like Slush Rush, like Beartic and such, that can take advantage of, you know, the snow. But something that's kind of interesting is currently only Abomasnow is the only snow warning Pokemon. Like there are Pokemon that can set up snow. Actually, Slowbro gets a move that's similar to like Volt Switch, kind of. That whenever you switch, like it's like you switch out, but then you set up the snow when you leave. It's really weird because it's like the only Pokemon that gets it is Slowbro. But yeah, I actually kind of want to try to make a team in snow. Traditionally, the snow and hail teams are not that good in Pokemon. They're really hard to make work. Like even in Sword and Shield, I actually have a video or two on my main YouTube channel showing like VGC battles, me trying to make hail work. Like I had a Parasong hail team that I made early Sword and Shield. But I do feel like this gen, there might be a good, like I generally think snow could be usable in this generation. But with that being said, a lot of it also plays a part of like having terastallizing too. So like something like Abomasnow, which typically has really bad typing, even though like grass and ice are actually pretty good, like ice is just a bad typing to have. So removing the ice typing might actually be more beneficial for something like Abomasnow. But yeah, I think purely because Abomasnow can just set up snow by coming into the battle, that's so big alone that it's gonna be seen. Like people are gonna be running Abomasnow purely just because of that power. No, I didn't get that item yet, no. I will at some point. The Rotom catalog. Yeah, I forget how you do it, but there is a point where you gotta do it. I remember briefly watching a video talking about it, but I just like didn't really care at the moment since it wasn't really something that I had to do at the moment. But yeah, you can get the Rotom catalog somewhere in the game, so you can switch your Rotom forms. Thanks again for coming out to stream today. Yeah, you can write it, that's fine. I already looked at it briefly, so you can refresh us here. That's totally chill. Alright, let's get Brassius down here. Oops, I accidentally hit no. I was like, nope, I'm good. I hate how this guy says Advent Guard as like a saying. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy. Like, as someone who actually has studied art, I don't feel like you can just say avant-garde and it makes any goddamn sense. Like, it's a genre of art. Wait, you can use it? Wait. Wait, this... Wait, you can use it as objective? But yeah, no, that makes sense. What the fuck am I talking about? You can use it as an objective. Yeah, this doesn't make any goddamn sense the way he's saying it. Like it's like literally like avant-garde is essentially just like thinking outside the box. You know, like it was like a movement in France that was kind of like, I think it started in France if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it is French. So I'd assume it is started in French, but then again, maybe I'm just uneducated. I feel like it was. But it's essentially just like trying to like make art that is going against the grain. You know, like I think if I remember, I think actually that like urinal on the wall, if you know what I'm talking about, it's like a very famous piece where someone just took a urinal, put it on the wall and called it art. I think that's considered avant-garde art. Like very like experimental jazz and shit like that. That's like more like teetering like on sound manipulation and like Eastern standards instead of like a Western scale. Stuff like that could be like considered avant-garde. Oh yeah, the auction. That's right, yeah, the auction place. Apparently you can actually get some good deals there on vitamins and such. I want to look more into it, but yeah, like there's a lot of stuff I'm still like trying to figure out in this game. You know what's funny? You know how like if you watched my last live stream when I did the Elite Four, I was talking about how I just hate the Elite Four in this game. Like I was like talking about Poppy. I was like, let's see how good of a gym leader you are when I lock you in the car with the child safety in the heat. It's kind of messed up, but like, I don't know, I just really did not like the Elite Four. And I saw online a lot of people had the same kind of like feeling about it. They were like, this is the worst Elite Four that's ever existed in a Pokemon game. It's like, for me, the fact they were like family members just like was so bad. Like I just did not like that. But yeah. Oh yeah, I realized I have not even caught a Pseudo-Wudo in this game yet. Like there's a few odd in Pokemon that I didn't even realize like I didn't have it in my decks. Like even the Abomasnow, like I've seen it multiple times and I just didn't catch it. Like Mudsdale is another one where I definitely need it, but I just kept thinking I had it already because it's like a past generation Pokemon. I feel like when you start playing this many generations of Pokemon, whenever you go into the new game, you don't really prioritize old gen, at least I don't. And then it becomes like a Mandela effect where I forget if I even caught that Pokemon yet, because I've caught it so many times before in previous gens. Yeah. Yeah, that's like the technical definition, but that's the point I'm trying to get across is you just can't say avant-garde as like a catchphrase. Like say, you know, like people have catchphrases. Like if I'm like, yo, this is amazing, avant-garde, eh? That doesn't make any sense, yo. Like that's how this character uses that word. And it's a movement, you know, it's an art movement, pretty much like going against the grain. Like that's pretty much what I was trying to say. Yo, what's up, Will? Great to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, essentially, it's like a very broad term for art, you know? Like you could almost say like a lot of modernism is somewhat inspired by avant-garde. The irony though, like how the pendulum swings. See like how I was saying avant-garde, like now you reversed it. Which kind of like shows that it doesn't mean anything here. Like this guy, like it's like, I feel like it's like watching Big Bang Theory. It's like they make these jokes about video games and being in like nerd culture, but it's not even accurate jokes. But if you're someone that doesn't know anything about the nerd culture or any of these things, you find it funny, but it makes no sense. Like, okay, so there was like an episode of Big Bang Theory where they're playing like World of Warcraft or something, and apparently like they get like a rare drop. And the guy says like, oh, I'm going to sell this for real world money or something like that. I forget what it was, but it's supposed to make it seem like, oh, there's like, you know, it's like you can make money off of grinding something in World of Warcraft or whatever. But like the way it was done, it actually isn't something you can do in the game. And it was just like, if you were a fan of World of Warcraft, it was so obvious that they didn't know anything about what they were talking about. But if you're someone that doesn't actually play that game, you just think like everyone that plays World of Warcraft is like a neckbeard or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny to people that don't have any clue what the hell it's actually talking about. It's such a weird show, to be honest. And to think like Big Bang Theory is actually like a really popular show. Like, it's like really big, especially like overseas and shit. It's so crazy to me. Like, but yeah, like it's like surface level exploitation of something, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't actually, in my opinion, harm video games or the community, but it's just like not actually funny either, you know? Hey, welcome to the stream. People used to spend Bitcoin for power leveling. That's funny. Yeah, it's not written by nerds. Like, that's the point, is like, it's like they pick like a bunch of like what's the like words that I can't remember what the term for it is. When there's like phrases and words that are searchable or like they're very iconic, but it's like they're put into it very hollow. I'm not doing, I actually have not even tried doing any of the multiplayer aspect of this game yet. At some point I would like to do that. Right now I'm actually trying to beat all the gyms so I can start to unlock tier 6 Tera Raids. That's kind of what I'm hoping to do. If by chance I do get any Eevee raids, I will make it public. I'll put the code up on the stream so people can join me. But right now we're on gym 4 of 8, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going pretty quick. Once I finish all the gym badges, we'll kind of like see what's up. But yeah, great to have everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having hope everyone had a great holiday if you celebrate Thanksgiving. I know if you're not from the States, you obviously don't celebrate. There'd be no point to celebrate Thanksgiving. It doesn't even make sense, but hey, maybe you do. Maybe you like turkey that much, or you like... I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. I do like this character's design. I didn't mean to hit B. This is the second time I've done that. I generally do not like most of the characters in this game. Like, I hate Penny with a passion. I dislike her on so many levels. Like, I hate her. I hate how she's like this little scrawny character who clearly is weak, but she was like controlling stuff from behind the scenes. Like, I don't know, it just reminds me too much of Twitter. Like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, good point. I was like, wait, I'm like deflector, what? And I'm like, oh, you're talking about Thanksgiving. I was like, what? It's so funny, like how sometimes, like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like most people, that's just like, if that's the reason why you like eating food, then that's unique. That's a very unique take on eating food. You enjoy stuffing your face and regretting life choices? Well, then you're living in the perfect time. Alright, yeah, we just want to breeze through this gym. Alright. So yeah, I've actually been enjoying streaming on YouTube as well. If you're like new to this channel, I mainly stream on Twitch, but for this playthrough, like from the very beginning till right now, I've just been trying to, share my playthrough experience, like my blind playthrough. And yeah, I've been enjoying streaming on YouTube. I actually have not even been streaming on my Twitch. It's funny, I haven't even told my Twitch stream where I'm at, like, or what's going on. I mean, some people probably, some people probably already, like, understood the assignment. But I've been meaning to go live on Twitch and, like, let people know, like, I've been streaming every year. Personally, like, I like, you know, streaming on Twitch is nice because I feel like you feel less pressured because nothing is forever. Like the VODs eventually go away, right? But with that being said, it's also like some of the worst discoverability. And no matter how long you've been streaming on Twitch, if you're not constantly like trying to like stream and put out content, or the minute you change things, it's just like so stressful, yo, maintaining momentum on Twitch. But I like on YouTube that it archives this content where, you know, like I've tried to edit down playthroughs in the past, but as one person, it becomes extremely daunting to try to like put out the content. Like I still have not even finished putting out my Legends Arceus playthrough. Like I kind of just stopped after my 5th episode. And I still have all the VODs, like I can still put it out, but I kind of like just doing these streams because I can interact with people and then just like, you know, they're here. I'm shook. Could you be shook in a good way? I guess you could be, technically. Oh, so it tells you from the map, so you can actually tell what the event raid dens are? That's amazing. Be sure to hook up any raids. If anyone wants to do any Eevee raids, be sure to share your codes and I'll definitely join. I've done one so far. I got a Dragon Terra type Eevee, which is kind of cool. But for me, I've just been kind of like hoarding and catching a bunch of stuff in this game. I don't really know exactly what I'll need competitively yet. But if you're new here, I am competing in the VGC January 6th Scarlet Violet tournament. It's the very first official tournament for the cycle. So, yeah, if you're interested, I am going to be competing in that. Very cool, Ada. Alright, we beat this gym. Tulip is down. Let's continue around. I kind of wish I already had the amulet coin, but yeah. I feel like because I'm going to have to be grinding a bunch of vitamins in this game, yeah. There are like a couple things about the game currently that I am a little like, they feel like downgrade slightly, but I also feel like it makes sense because it's probably going to be stuff they put in DLC in this game, to be honest. So for example, in Sword and Shield in the DLC, they added an NPC that you can give like 10 Armorite ore to, if I'm not mistaken, and it would completely wipe your EVs on your Pokemon. So you can get a clean slate for training a Pokemon. Say you had a Pokemon that you played through the story with, and you want to actually like mint it, give it bottle caps, and retrain it. Typically, it would be really easy to do. But in this game, at the moment, you actually have to spam berries, which is like how you've done it in the past games. But yeah, what I'm trying to get across is that I think in DLC they'll actually add things that like make competitive Pokemon even more accessible. But yeah, as of right now, there's just little things like that. Oh wait, there they are. Yeah, these are Eevee raids. I see what you're talking about now. Sorry. Yeah, see these? These are both Eevees. That's cool. That means that we could actually hunt Eevee raids then on this stream if I wanted to. I mean, honestly, I might be down to some Eevee raids after I do these gyms. I do think like Eevee might actually... Eevee evolutions, I'm pretty sure, are going to get play in VTC. I think early VTC for sure. I mean, Sylveon and Umbreon are pretty solid Pokemon in VTC, and like traditionally they've been pretty good. But I feel like maybe because of terrestrializing, maybe some of the other ones might see play that typically wouldn't. One that comes to mind is something like Jolteon that typically doesn't have great coverage moves. So yeah, I really like that, Ada. Thanks for pointing that out, because I liked the idea of making a stream purely for hunting these type of raids and such, but I didn't know if it would be pragmatic to do something like that. Like, you know, because there isn't like wishing pieces and such in this game. So yeah, that's really cool. All right, let's get through this. But yeah, I think like Jolteon, maybe like a Terra type Ice, like something like, I think something like Jolteon would Terra type to an offensive Terra type. Like something that could give you coverage, you know. Ice would be pretty good coverage on something like Jolteon. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to look into, like, I think things like Mold Breaker are going to be really good in VGC just because, you know, a lot of these Pokemon are going to be like Levitate electric types, you know? Mold Breaker completely makes them weak to ground again, you know, things like that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of interesting aspects. I think Fake Out is going to be, like, Fake Out generally has always been a very powerful move in VGC. But during Sword and Shield, it wasn't actually as powerful, primarily because D-Max. Like, you can't flinch a Pokemon that D-Maxes. So, a lot of times you could just stop the Fake Out purely by D-Maxing. But in this game, it's going to be like, you know, it's going to be a little more valuable. Alright, we're just breezing through this. Yeah, I just want to do this stuff because if we finish the gym stuff, if I remember correctly, we have to do a certain amount of tier 5 raids, and then we'll get a call that unlocks tier 6 raids. And that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So doing the Eevee raids after doing the gym stuff will actually be really advantageous for us to like further along our progression. So I think realistically, we are going to be doing a decent amount of raiding after we finish this little post-game stuff. And then for me, it's a mixture of grinding resources and honing my Pokedex, of course, because I want to get the Shiny Charm. I don't necessarily think I need the Shiny Charm to start Shiny hunting. I think, like, if I was able to get a decent amount of Herba Mystica, that would be solid enough to, like, start Shiny hunting in this game, personally. But, yeah, regardless, you know, it's still good to, like, grind the resources for money and all that. Yeah, and the EVs are level 5, so that works out perfectly for what I'm trying to accomplish here right now. Alright, I'll just bring in this. Alrighty. At some point, I do want to do the multiplayer function in this game, but I've just been kind of like holding off because I want people to kind of like get through the game first. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of people who I consider like close friends who I play with a lot, they're not even like through the game yet. So I just haven't even like thought about it. And there's so much to do that it's okay if I'm not enjoying that feature just yet. Someone 1-star? Oh, okay. Well, regardless, it's fine. It would make sense. I mean, not everyone is beating the game, so they want to make sure you can participate in the event regardless. Alright, we're making some solid progress already, like right off the bat. Come on, let's just knock Katie out here. Thanks again for coming out to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Right. My sweet little bear. So funny. Nice. Bug type Earth Ring. It kind of reminds me of, I can't remember the name of the show. There was like this old cartoon when I was growing up that had like these animals that were mixed. Like there was like a bear in a or maybe it was a lion in a bumblebee. I think it was a lion in a bumblebee. But it was like a bunch of stuff like this where the animals are like mixed with another animal. I can't remember what it was called. But that's what this Ursaring kind of reminded me of. It's old. Like it had to be like from the 90s, this cartoon. Alright, GG's. I'm thinking also in this game that, I'm thinking they're gonna do a little bit more emphasis on what terrestrializing is in DLC of this game. Like, I bet you there's gonna be some type of legendary that's more connected to terrestrialization, and that will be like the story arc. And then, yeah, we'll probably have more emphasis on it, because I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't watched the end of the game yet, but yeah, it doesn't really touch too much upon it. Avatar: The Last Airbender did that. I actually never really watched that show, but I've heard good things about it. And Korra. I had a friend in college that was like really into that show. Alright, let me save real quick. Alright, we're making some solid progress here. I think we are... I'm gonna avoid doing any of the raids just yet. Alright. Where's our next target at? Alright, let's go to the Medali. Very interesting. It's kind of crazy to see, like, this loading screen, the Squawkabilly carrying the car. Is that even possible? Like, could they seriously carry something that heavy? That's actually insane. Alright, Medali. This is a good area to actually grind in, because there's a lot of Chansey that can spawn around this area, and Chansey typically can just give you so much EXP. Oh, it's Larry again. This guy just feels like he's like worked too many hours. Like, he sacrificed his own personal happiness for money. Now look at him. He has a daughter named Poppy. Actually, I don't know. Is he the father of Poppy? Like, I know that that one guy is her uncle, or grandfather, excuse me. The artist guy is her grandfather. I feel like it was implied that they were a family, but I don't know. I was just kind of skipping through the text too. Alright. This guy is like modeled after like the Japanese businessman or something like that. Like, this guy is like borderline about to off himself off. He's about to become a statistic. Sad to say. All because of being forced into losing battles every day. Like, imagine you're a gym leader and this is your typical experience, is that you just show up to work and you get one shot every single battle? Like, why would you even like how would you have a job at this point? I mean, granted, I guess like it's supposed to be through the perspective that this is like an anomaly. Like, your experience as a trainer is different than most people, but we only experience our version of the grind, you know what I mean? Okay. The Dunsparce is such a... I don't know how I feel about that evolution. Like, I don't dislike it, I just feel like it's also... There's some Pokemon in this gen, I feel like... I typically don't like the, oh, they're getting lazy now, like, argument, but that Pokemon is kind of like, yeah. Speaking of which, I actually found a ground Terra type Wug trio, which I thought was really interesting. One thing though that I actually wonder, I don't know if like, I'm sure you've had a similar experience if you've been playing. You know like the Pokemon that spawn on the overworld that are Tera type, that you can like fight and like weaken them and then catch them? I've noticed that I find the exact same Pokemon in the same location every single time. And if that's the case, that's really underwhelming. Because I found the same Toxapex multiple times that's like a normal Tera type by the beach. And if everyone has that same access, that's so dumb. In my opinion. Like that's just, I don't understand that logic. Like why would you just have a very generic Tera type that's accessible to everyone? So you have the same one, right? I don't understand this. Like why is that like appealing to put in the game? You know, because like I found a ghost type Slack Off and I was like, yo, that's awesome. But now I'm led to believe that everyone gets that with ease. But then it's like, that's, if it's really good, like, yeah, I can understand, like, maybe people should have access to it. But it's like, why is it the same every day? Like, it's like you do it once, and then you never need to do it ever again. Like, I guess maybe there's a chance that the nature and the IVs are different. In ability, maybe. Like, maybe those are, like, randomized every single time you do it. But I just don't think that's good game design. I feel like it's like really bad because it's like they make it seem like that's worth doing, but then it's really not. Like once you get one, you're done for the entire life cycle of the game. So there's like a feature that's eventually going to be worthless for you to attempt doing in this game, unless they like I don't know. I guess they could patch it or change it, but like. I've been meaning to talk about this because I didn't know if it was just my personal experience, but I feel like that makes that feature of the game very underwhelming. Because it's like, why would you pick that over doing raids then? Like, there's no point. It's a very, like, strange decision, if you ask me. Like, when I first found some of these Pokemon, I was, like, super pumped about it. Yeah, like, right? Like, that in itself is, like, it would be, you know, Pokemon... The idea is that everyone can't have the exact same Pokemon, right? Like, that was the whole point of IVs back in the day. Like, obviously, that became an issue because people just started cheating and hacking the games, or whatever. And it became like almost like a staple for competitive battlers to like use PK hex and cheat. But like adding a feature like this that it's like so exciting that like it's like exciting to see a Pokemon glowing on the overworld map and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a Tera type Pokemon, I need to catch this, it's gonna be rare. But then you realize it's just a static spawn that occurs daily. It's exact same Tera type every day. It's not unique at all. It's like, why did I even like get excited over that? You know, it's really bad game design. Oh yeah, there's cloning in the game. Yeah, you can clone items in this game right now. I mean, granted that like there's very like limited perspective of like cloning actually being beneficial, but like the fact is you can do it. Like you can clone Master Balls right now, you can clone like ability patches, you can clone things that you can sell for a lot of money. If you get an ability patch from a 6-star raid, you can actually duplicate that item by this like glitch that's in the game right now, and you can just sell this for like 125,500 I think cash. So you can just clone. It's so fast to clone too. I've done it a couple times just to like see what it was like. I cloned a fastball, since they're like rarer balls in this game, the apricot ones that you get. And yeah, it's actually kind of insane, because pretty much it's super easy to do. Yeah, the same Sandygast. Yeah, it's the same spawns everywhere. Which I don't like. Like, it actually like upsets me. I don't want to like get too upset or like angry at the game. But yeah, it's things like that that... Like, look at the walls. I mean, granted, there's water falling there, I think, right? Yeah, I think there's water pouring down the wall. That's why it looks like that. Okay. But there is like a weird... There's like a lot of weird visual glitches on the mountainsides and such when you go by them. Put in party, save, put in bag, in box. Didn't even know. Wait, what? Are you talking about the glitch? Because like pretty much, I could even show you how to do it. It's so easy. It like the way it works is okay. So if you are in the end game, you may realize that your mount, you can actually turn your mount into battle ready. So whenever you turn it into a battle ready Pokemon, it joins your party. So you can give it an item, a held item. But the thing is, while it's in your party, if you mount again... Oh, the cloning back then. Yeah. You had to like kind of like turn off the game during the save. Yeah, like when you do like, even like link trades and stuff on the original games, if you turned off the... It's all about timing, right? Like, timing the shut-off or the soft reset, so it doesn't, like, save properly, and it'll end up cloning the Pokemon. But yeah, you can't clone Pokemon in this game right now. It's cloning actual items that Pokemon can hold. So, this feature, though, like, whenever you have your Koraidon or Miraidon as a battle-ready Pokemon in your party, if you still press the plus button to mount it, it turns it back into the mount. So what you do is, you put it in your party, in the lead, you give an item, then you mount your Pokemon and you ride it out, and then you bring it back out as battle ready, but then what you have to do is, you have to make sure your party's full. You go and you catch a Pokemon, and whenever you catch this Pokemon, you want to send... You can't send Miraidon or Koraidon to your box, but you'll pick it as an option, and it'll tell you that you can't send it to the box, but if you press A and B, if you press A and then B really fast, there's like this weird glitch that you can actually bypass that like prompt that stops you from sending it to your box. And then if you do it correctly, it'll say like, do you want to send, it'll say, do you want to take the item off Koraidon or Miraidon? And you'll say yes, you'll put it in your bag. And then what happens is, if you look at your bag, I mean if you look at your box, you'll see that you actually have your Miraidon or Koraidon sitting in your box. But from here to actually duplicate the item, while that Koraidon or Miraidon is still in your box, you have to jump on your mount again. And then bring that Pokemon battle ready again and put it back in your party. So what it does is it actually clones the Miraidon or Koraidon. So then you have one in your party and one in your box, but the one that you bring back from your mount will still have the item that you had on it originally. So you put that item in your bag and you have a clone of that item now. And the thing is, the clone of the actual legendary Pokemon isn't tradable by any means or whatever. And essentially you just get rid of the clone after the fact. Like they're just gonna take up a slot in your box. You can't trade them or do anything really cool with them, so yeah. Yeah, we, like, it's, I wouldn't necessarily say, like, this is something that I honestly don't think will get you banned from the game. Definitely do it at your own discretion. Like, I'm not even gonna clone, like, valuable items like Master Balls and shit. I don't even use Master Balls in these games, typically. Like, I don't even think I ever use my Master Ball. Like, I always, like, say I'm gonna save it for something rare, and I never use them. Like, I just feel like Master Ball is, like, such a tacky Pokeball, personally. But yeah, like, I don't know, like, personally, I don't think this really gives you that crazy much of an advantage. There are, like, elements that do help you, like, you can clone things that you can sell for money and shit, right? But you can clone TMs, like, stuff like that. You know, you can clone rare candies. But, like, granted, like, again, do this at your own discretion, but I personally, like, I'm not concerned. Like, I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for telling you about it. There's literally multiple YouTube videos from reputable sources kind of like discussing it. Yeah, it's just very time consuming at the end of the day. But to be fair, it's like still worth the time. Like I cloned the fastball like 2 times just to see how it works. I'll do it after this battle. Alright. But yeah, I don't know. Like personally, like it's just like one of those things where the game just kind of got released in a weird, like, they released this game too early. That's so obvious. It's kind of sad to think, like, this isn't even like the first game in like this past year has been kind of weak. Like, I mean, Legends Arceus was a pretty good game. But like, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl also was a game that got released in a really bad state. And the only reason why I even started playing that game again was because I learned about RNG manipulation. And I was like, oh wow, this game's actually fun when you play it in that regard. Like, but yeah, otherwise it's just not it. Oh, wow, that game, really not that good. Right, let's knock out this Pokemon. Oh, I see, Ada. Alrighty, we should be able to wipe out this gym relatively easy. Yeah, personally, like, to me, the things I would like clone in this game, like openly, just like the balls that are more of an aesthetic, like the sports ball, the friendship ball. Like I'd at least like to have. I think there's ways you can get multiples. Like you get one from like the battle pass dex thing that you have that you get from like the rewards you get from completing entries. You get one of those apricot balls. They're very rare. I think there's ways to get them through the auction house and such. But like I said, I feel like that's kind of a harmless cloning. If you were going to clone something in this game, is like, you know, it's just aesthetic. The ball doesn't actually do much more than just look like something. So like, yeah. And like even then it's like cloning Master Balls doesn't really affect anyone. Like if you're struggling to catch Pokemon in these games, then there's a lot of ways. There's like literal like strategies on how to maximize your catches and such. Wait, did I finish them already? Oh wow. Like personally, like even when the cloning glitch happened in BDSP, I didn't do any of that. I like don't think it's worth. Like, I don't know, for the risk of, like, I've heard people got banned from using their online features on Switch for exploiting stuff like that. So I personally think it's better, like, I don't know. I'm not desperate enough in these games to, like, risk losing online compatibility and shit. Like, I just don't think it's worth it. You know? Like, just to get, like, a little bit of an edge that doesn't even give you that much of an edge. Alright, let's, head back real quick. Yeah, you can buy bottle caps in this game. Yeah, exactly. And I never, like I was saying, like I like almost never use my Master Ball on a legendary. I think, actually now that I think about it, the one time I used the Master Ball on a legendary recently was my Shiny Arceus in BDSP. But that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna mess around with that and find out. Alright, let's go in here. I try to find a battler clone, find a double battle, and mass clone them so it's somehow a 1 versus X. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I doubt there's something like that exists, but maybe there is. Nice. That's solid, Ada. Alright, let's see. She wants to take me to a private place to discuss things discreetly. Use Rhydon. I mean, that's probably fine though, right? So yeah, that second legendary you get, you can trade it. I actually have a Rhydon lined up to trade with someone. I'm pretty pumped. I wonder if, is this room... Yes, why are we in my room? Like, now that I think about this doesn't feel right. Larry was the easiest. Honestly, none of these people. I'm just gonna say tulip for all. What does this mean? Maybe it determines on what item you get here, or maybe they're actually collecting data and sending it back to Gamefreak. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, that's what I think, Deflector. Alright. Oh, wait, actually, now I think about it, maybe that's how... Maybe this affects the... I think there's like a tournament I have to do. Right? I think there's a tournament I have to do. Maybe that determines on who battles in the tournament? I don't know. Let's find out. I like how these people just walk into my room without knocking. School Battle Brawl. Yeah, let's do it. I think this is where I can actually... Once I do this, we should be good to do some raids and unlock tier 6 raids. Alright, let's go. Entrance hall. Very nice. Wow, we like beat all the gyms within an hour. That's nice. Solid. Let's talk to Nimona here. Maybe this guy right here. Let's see who we gotta talk to. Alright. Okay, Nimona. We're gonna sign up for this. Word. Yes, that is me. Alright, let's see how this feature is. I have no clue, to be honest. So after this, I have to get all the there's 4 legendary Pokemon outside of Miraidon. But that's going to take a little bit of time in itself. I might dedicate a stream to that, or maybe I'll even like... We'll see. I just want to click through this, I don't actually... Wow! Go, champ! Wow, the frame rate was like dropping there. You know, underneath all the issues in this game, it really is an improvement. Yo, look at, is it Rhyme? Her mouth is just like hanging open. She's in awe right now. She's the only one that had her mouth open. Interesting. Alright. We're gonna battle Arvin. Let's see what he's like. Wait one sec. Yeah, the game's still fun. It sucks to think that like maybe nothing will ever get better because we keep buying these products. It's just super complicated situation if you ask me, because I want to see the franchise do better, but I also feel like we're like human beings are very complicated creatures, you know. We care so much about things, but then I don't know, we just kind of let certain things slip under the radar. Alright, let's knock out. Oh no, not an earthquake. Wow, I didn't even do a lot. Come on, Tinkatot. Let's see, Arvin. Okay. School Villain. We'll bring in Salamence. Actually, I could. Yeah, Salamence is pretty solid here. We'll use Fly. Thanks again for coming out to the stream today, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a great weekend. It is Friday. Also, definitely consider giving the stream a like. It does help my content reach a wider audience here on YouTube. So thanks again. Nice. I do like it a lot. It's really cool. It's just great typing, right? Such a good typed Pokemon. Oh, this is the Pokemon, by the way, I was talking about earlier. It has like a really insane tech with body press and iron defense. I mean, granted, there's ways to deal with it, but I feel like I was watching a team by Cybertron VGC that the whole team actually does a really good job of supporting this Pokemon. It has like Tyranitar. I'll have to look at it, but when we start doing more coverage of VGC and such, like I don't know if I'll be streaming that here. I really don't know, honestly. Like I have a VGC channel that I wanted to start working on more. It's still a relatively new channel. Maybe I'll stream on Twitch when I'm doing battles. I don't actually know right now. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be diving in here soon more competitively, trying to figure out what I should be trying to do. Obviously, I'm not going to show you what I'm going to do at the tournament. But I will be exploring different like cores, different ideas that people are tossing around. I do feel like regardless of what happens, it's still going to be in a situation where there's going to be interactions in tech that people are not going to discover until after this first tournament. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's definitely going to be a lot of like experimentation going on here. Like obviously I think like there's a lot of pragmatic things that just look good on paper, but then there's like things that maybe work worse or better in practice. Like I think like, for example, because like Showdown is a thing where people are playing very actively, you're going to see a lot of trends where people are trying out certain comps and they become dominant, and then people just build anti-versions of that team. So while something like Amoonguss is probably going to be very common, it might even be more of like a response to things that are happening in the meta. You know, like I think anything that has Spore is going to probably be viable. Even Breloom, probably early game VGC is going to get some play. They did buff it a little bit this generation. I think they gave it, if I'm not mistaken, I think they gave it close combat. Yeah, I think it's close combat they gave it, which definitely makes it a little bit better. Because one issue with Breloom is it didn't really have a great fighting move for coverage. I think it was Superpower was its go-to. I mean, it had Focus Punch, but that's like not even something you use in doubles. But like I think Superpower was what it had before, and that's just not a good move. You know, like you can't continuously output high damage with that move. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here in VGC. I mean, I'm assuming at the beginning of December, probably at the end of this month, they'll announce the rule set for VGC. And that's gonna like obviously give us a good starting point on like how to build stuff. I think it's safe to assume that maybe all Pokemon are in the first anything that's regional is maybe allowed. I feel like they'll ban Koraidon, Miraidon for sure. There is a chance they might ban the 4 legendary dark types or whatever. And there is a chance that they might also ban Paradox Pokemon early meta. I don't know. Personally, I feel like it could be good to ban all this the very first couple months of the game, purely because they're going to be there's going to be a big power creep in regards to putting those type of Pokemon competitively viable. But like, also I could see them like allowing it, maybe with restrictions, like maybe you can only have 1 or 2 Paradox Pokemon on your team, purely because that's like going to be interesting to see how it actually like plays out. We'll see. I'm like I said, 100% speculation at this point by the community what is going to be the format, but we do know throughout the life cycle of the game that it will adjust. I'm trying to remember what Sword and Shield was like. I know that like legendaries were not allowed in the early game VGC, so they might just mirror that. Yeah, so that gate is actually post-game. So the 4 legendary dark types that you can hunt for in the game for post-game content, pretty much that's what those gates are for. And maybe we've seen some of the stakes. I'm sure you've seen some of the stakes through my playthrough where I like, they were glowing and I grabbed them, and whenever you grab them, it just says a crumble or whatever. So all of those stakes, there's 32 in total on the map. 8 of them are designated individual. There's like 4 gates that look like that that sealed gate or whatever by the chains. They're each controlled or blocked or being chained down by 8 stakes that are hidden throughout the game. There are like guides on how to find them fast, but essentially that's what I'd have to do, is find all the stakes for that individual door, which are, you know, there's 8 of them. And then once I get all 8, I can actually enter that area, that cave. And inside the cave is your encounter for the legendary. Yeah, I'll probably just, to be honest, I was thinking that might even be something I do off stream. I don't know. Like maybe I'll hunt the stakes off stream and just catch and encounter the legendaries on here. It's something that you can easily do. Like I saw Austin John Plays actually just put out a guide on it. Was it yesterday? So yeah, he like shows you where all of them are at on the map. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, like, and it's also known that none of the legendaries, all the legendaries in this game are shiny locked. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to double check on the 4 dark. I think all the dark Pokemon are shiny locked. Like all the 4 legendary dark Pokemon. So there's really no point to like soft reset for them. You just kind of like catch them. Like obviously if you care about natures and stuff, you could, I guess, soft reset for that, but to be honest, in these games, I think the most valuable thing that you can catch on your Pokemon is the Tera type. You can bottle cap for IVs, you can change the nature. I think at some point in the game, I haven't seen this, like I swear I saw rumors about a PK Hex-esque feature in this game. I don't know, as far as I've seen, there's no way to reduce your IVs to 0 in this game yet. I hope they do add something like that, but I don't know, maybe that was like, maybe it's data mined, or maybe it's a rumor that's not true. But for the most part, any legendary you catch in this game, you can make it better. So there's really no point if you can't get a shiny to reset. Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%. So like during Sword and Shield, the very common, like I think the world's format at the end of Sword and Shield was you can pick 2 restricted Pokemon to be on your team, which the restricted list was like legendary Pokemon. Mythical Pokemon are always banned from VGC, but there's certain legendaries that aren't considered restricted picks, like Latios, Latios, Cresselia. Like Pokemon like that typically are not banned in VGC. That might even be the case with some of these like dark type Pokemon in this game. They might not be that strong that they're not like banned. But yeah, like absolutely, there's formats where legendaries are actually dominant. Like they are a part of the meta. Like towards the end of Sword and Shield, it was like Kyogre, Groudon, Zacian. They're very common Pokemon to put on your team. Calyrex. But you can only pick 2. So it was like you kind of had to like... Most people ran Zacian and then like maybe Kyogre or like Spectrier or something. But like the idea is, yes, they definitely have meta relevancy. I think in this game, it might not be something that happens until home integration is allowed. Generally, like these metas are very limited at the beginning of the cycle. Like, again, it's like contained to this generation. But the minute they add home integration, there's Pokemon that can only be brought into this game transfer only. That includes Hisuian Pokemon, some starters, you know, like Charizard technically is not in this game, but you can transfer it in. And there is an event coming out next week where you can get yourself a Charizard Dragon Tera in this game. That will be... I can almost guarantee that Charizard will be viable. Like, you'll be allowed to use that Charizard in the VGC format coming up. But yeah, typically, once home integration occurs, the metas change. Like, you can start using Pokemon that are transfer in only. There'll probably be a way to make them battle ready in this generation, like how Sword and Shield offered that. But again, that might not be until like months. That's not going to be for months from now. So there are a lot of Pokemon that will very much shape and change how this game meta looks, but they're just not in the game right now. Like the Genie trio will eventually be in this game, for example. There's like Groudon, Kyogre will eventually be in this game. And I'm sure just with like the history of these Pokemon, they're gonna have that meta relevancy. So yeah. That's why it's kind of hard to say. I almost feel like early game they're gonna ban legendaries, but again, I feel like the dark type, maybe they're in this position where they're not really that strong anyways. Because that's the thing, like they're not like pseudo legendaries like Tyranitar, but like some legendaries are not really OP. Koraidon, Miraidon, I feel like could potentially be an issue. But it's like I feel like there's not enough options for them to think it'd be okay to allow it. Like I could see like, you know, maybe with home integration they allow like legendaries and Koraidon, Miraidon become an option of your restricted pick. But when it's this early in the game, it just doesn't feel like that would be a good meta to play in, because it's like you'd pick Miraidon or Koraidon as your like restricted pick, and then you build your team around that. And that would just be, in my opinion, that would just create such a limited meta, if that makes sense. Like I feel like it would be bad for the meta to like create such a narrow like starting point. But yeah, I could see down the line when there's more legendaries in the game that it would be, you know, that's what would happen. So I almost assumed legendaries are banned in this first month. But again, I have no idea. Maybe they want people to run Miraidon and Koraidon competitively as like a promotion for the game. I don't know. It is possible that they like just do it like that. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard to really truly know what they would do, because I think it makes more sense to ban the legendaries the first couple months of the game, at least like until there's more variety on like what you could pick for a legendary Pokemon. Like there should be like a reason not to pick Koraidon or Miraidon. You know what I'm trying to say? Which at the moment there is no option. But yeah, just like this minor like discussion about like what the meta could look like. There's a part of me that feels like they might ban Paradox Pokemon. Just for like the first couple months. Because I feel like they might dominate the meta otherwise. It could be interesting if they make it so you can only run 1 or 2 Paradox Pokemon. I think that would actually be fair. Wouldn't be like OP by any means, but again, all speculation here. And maybe some of you don't even care about VGC like that, so take that with a grain of salt. It is cool though, because all the starters in this game actually do have viability in VGC. Like every single one of them could be good with like the proper support on your team and such. So yeah, definitely looking forward to... I will be doing a lot of my comp building and such and testing out in Pokemon Showdown, just because it's the most pragmatic way to go about, you know, doing this. Instead of investing time in this game only to find out that something doesn't work later on down the line, I could do a lot of experimentation against other like high tier skilled players on Showdown. So I'll probably do like some streams, whether it be on Twitch or on my other YouTube channel, you know, exploring ideas. That's cool. I appreciate that though, yo. I appreciate that, like, you know, maybe you kept an open mind to it, like watching me play and such. Yeah, I understand 100% Deflector. 100%. It's like a different mindset when you're, you know, like, we all love Pokemon probably for similar reasons, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of grinding the game, like, we probably play them slightly different. But I am just like, you know, a lover of Pokemon at my heart, you know? Like, I'm not like a... I definitely, like, could be try-hard, but I just feel like it's better to kind of, like, I like offering that knowledge when people are interested, or, like, when I'm really interested in the game, in those features, but at the end of the day, we all just love, like, collecting Pokemon and building up our collection. Alright, let's go. I'm thinking maybe this is the last gym here. Or not gym, but last opponent. I haven't really been paying attention much through this, but like, I don't feel like we really need to. At this might one-shot me, just cause my HP range. Yeah. I do really like the way the fighting one looks. It's really cool. Like, it kind of has like a swirl around it, like it's like moving. Alright. The way she's like moving looks very uncomfortable. Like, she's moving a little bit too fast. Like, I feel like your muscles would get so tired, like right away from trying to move like that. See that? How she's like just standing in place like that? That doesn't even feel like physically possible. Like jogging in place is one thing, but the way she's actually moving, it feels like, I don't know, not real. Alright, let's see. Maybe there's still another round. Okay. Oh, Gita. Alright, nice. This will be the final battle, then. I'm pretty sure it's just a matter of doing 5-star raids, and we can unlock the 6-star raids. But yeah, I'm thinking that, like, maybe I'll just hunt the stakes off stream and just do the legendary encounters live. Like, maybe I'll just do a stream dedicated to that. Because at this point, I'm getting pretty close to, like, you know, it's just a matter of grinding and honing my collection and then, like, figuring out what I want to do. Because it's going to take a lot of grinding to get all the resources I need to build my competitive teams. Like, even this Pokemon that I'm facing, I forget what it's called, but it might actually be good competitively. Yeah, Def. I have been, like, playing... Like, I have been grinding raids already, like, trying to get Tera shards and such. Because you can alter your Tera type as long as you have 50 of a shard. And granted, it's definitely grindy. I do feel like... You know... I don't know if I dislike it, because I'm not really in a position yet where I'm even needing to change anything. So... I mean, I can even look at my inventory after this just to kind of give you an idea, like, what it looks like grinding. But yeah, like, ideally, like I said, if you're trying to build a certain Tera type, like, say you want a ground-type Gyarados, your best bet would be to find a raid that has that Tera type, because it's way more expensive to change the Tera type than it is to change nature, IVs, or anything else. Like getting egg moves, it's just better. So yeah, definitely like, just like the way I've been going about my collecting in this game as of right now, I've been making individual boxes that are dedicated to just holding Pokemon that have unique Tera types. Like, I'll categorize it by things I already know that are going to be decent. And then ones that I'm like, I don't even know if this will ever be usable, but I'll just keep in this box because I caught it. You know, like, what's one that I caught that I thought might be? Ground Growlithe. So that's one that I think everyone gets. Like we were talking earlier, there's like certain spawns on the map that are the same Tera type every day. And Growlithe is one of them. So you can get yourself a ground Tera type Growlithe by finding the one in the wild or whatever. So I think that one might actually be good. I mean, Arcanine's definitely going to be good early VGC. I mean, it's actually had a lot of history being really good in restricted formats. I even ran Arcanine a bit last generation, even when Incineroar was a possible option for your team. Like, I do think Incineroar was just better, but like, I liked running Arcanine for the spice. Like, that's why I was doing it. But yeah, I definitely think Arcanine's gonna be good. Especially, like, having Intimidate, Will-O-Wisp, Snarl. And I think even some people might be down with the idea of Tera typing to an electric type with Arcanine. Purely because you can nuke the water types that are, you know, gonna come in on you. Plus, you can get access to Wild Charge, which is a better option than having Tera type or Tera Blast on your Pokemon. But at the same time, you know, sometimes it's not good to run Tera Blast on your Pokemon. That's something that like people are going to realize very quickly as you start building teams, is that sometimes it's not actually good to run a Tera offensive type just to run Tera Blast, because sometimes you might have to give up like a status move or protect to do that. Your boxes are a mess. Yeah, I actually have been... I spent like a good portion of a day like trying to organize stuff a bit once I unlocked the IV judge feature in the game. But yeah, I feel that. Alright, we're on the final Pokemon here. Yo, that expression is creepy, yo. Right. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to progress in the school. There's like classes you have to take in this game. I think I've done all the level 3 versions of the classes, but you do have to like finish that to like actually unlock some stuff in the game. That's how you get your Galarian Meowth. And you can actually learn about the history of Paldea and also the legendary, I almost said dogs, they're not dogs, they're just like dark type Pokemon. That's the common theme of all the 4 like post-legendary Pokemon. I've looked at them briefly, but honestly I already spoiled what they look like, but at the same time I didn't really spend much time looking at them. Like, I just kind of glimmered at them, and then I was like, okay, that's cool. But, like, I won't spoil it here. You can look at it on your own, or if you want to tune into the stream whenever I actually do that. It'll probably be like this weekend. I may have work today and tomorrow, but there's a chance I'll do another stream, like similar to today, like in the morning, before I have to get ready for work and such. Alright, we've beat this battle brawl. Honestly, like, I'd be more into reading this dialogue, but it just is so draining at times, and I feel like it's not really offering much value. Thank you very much. Feels good to make this progress, though. Yeah, that makes sense. You could do it all at one time. I just feel like it's a little, like, grindy at that point. You know what I mean, right? Like, it does benefit to kind of just do it along your journey, because you unlock more classes as you achieve more badges. I think once you get the 6th or 8th badge, you can actually do every single class that you get available in the game. So yeah, there's that. Like, I don't know, it's maybe not that important. Do you get I wonder if you get like a badge or anything from this, like a ribbon. Let's find out. You did it. Thank you. What do I get? You got the sporty cap. Wait, what? Wait, is this something I can wear? Maybe it's a hat. Yeah, it's very tedious. Some of it's interesting, but yeah, it's extremely tedious. Like, it's easy, but it just takes time. It's been great. I think this is just a hat they gave me, which is cool. I'm gonna look and see if I actually have a title on any of these Pokemon after doing this. Oh wait, hold on, we got a call. Jacques. Maybe I have to talk to him? Oh, okay. Well, we already knew that they're talking about the Tier 5. They've already been appearing, but this is the first time that it's being acknowledged from the story. So yeah, that means we've done what we need to do. Right. Let's zoom out here for a sec. Let me just look. Just want to take a moment to kind of like take in. I think we are good. Let me see real quick. I guess like we can keep fighting her at the schoolyard or something. Wait, you can change your clothes? Wait, what the fuck? What is that? Oh! I didn't even know you can... Wow, I didn't even know you can see this. Wait, you can change stuff? Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't even know you could change like on the go like that. But you can change your looks and everything? Wow, that's actually kind of crazy. Oh, that's cool. I don't really feel like doing the multiplayer stuff yet, to be honest. I want to wait until like there's like a full group of people and try it for the first time. Your dad's super famous. I was about to say something, but I'll be nice. Yeah, that's so cool. I didn't even know that, Ada. You're gonna find yourself? No problem, Arvin. The only thing you can't change is the hairstyle. I'm not gonna lie, I hate Penny. I know I haven't lied, and I've actually said that multiple times. It was funny because there's an artist who I follow on Instagram, and they're like, I didn't know it was in the new Pokemon game. I've never seen this person. And they posted a picture of themselves, and they literally look like Penny, and I was like, I really, like, don't want this to change how I feel about you. Like, Like, I like your art a lot. I don't think you should be proud that you look like Penny. Like, no offense. I like hate her character so much, like... I'm down to do it, Ada. If you're down to share the code. Yeah, Arvin. My dear Toro. My dear Toro. I really don't want to talk to Penny. The personality is what matters. Well, yeah, 100%. But that's why I hate Penny. Is her personality. I actually didn't mind the design of her. It was like her personality paired with the design was like so unbearably cringe to me. Like, I hate it so much. Yeah, they literally, they have a moist critical character in this game. Let me connect to the internet. Like, that's the irony of it, is like, it's actually the personalities of these characters is what made me hate them the most. Wait, I can't use the Poke Portal in here? That's dumb. So dumb. Alright. Like, why couldn't I just use that inside? Like, it's... very interesting limitation. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what would be the difference of me doing that inside versus outside? Oh wow, there's a lot of Eevee raids available. Alright, let me try to join your raid. Okay. Oh no. Honestly, I don't even know if I agree with that. I hate Hop, but like, I feel like the reason why I don't like Penny, like I hate Hop because he's just like nothing. He's like a pointless character. I think I hate Penny more because it's like I just don't like that she's like the super smart, like super quiet, super like it's like everything about her personality just doesn't make sense to me. Like how someone could be so like the fact that she's like super manipulative too. It's hard to explain. We could probably just do this, by the way. I'm not gonna get into it. I just like... She just reminds me of like someone that would be on Twitter that like is like trying to cancel someone, but it's like kind of hard to explain. Like she looks like someone that would go to a protest and be like filming themselves or taking pictures of themselves at the protest, but they actually aren't doing a goddamn thing. Yeah, Nimona is better than Hop, but like I'll admit Nimona grew on me a little bit towards the end, but her personality is just battle, 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 battle. Like, there is no personality to most of these characters. Their personality is, like, supposed to be from their character design. And it's just like, you know. Damn, I didn't know you had a shiny one of those. That's cool. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna cheer. I always do this when I do raids with people. No one ever does this shit. Like, this is the thing about doing randos online too. I mean, I'm granted that the Eevees are probably the easier tier 5 raids, but like, so many people don't take advantage of boosting your party's attack stats and like healing up the party, and it's like, that's actually a big part of doing good at these raids. Like, the thing is, like these are definitely still very glitchy and such, but the reality of it is that, like, when you die in these raids, it takes so much off your timer. Like, ideally, it's better to have a Pokemon that can actually resist the moves than doing super effective damage. Like, if you're getting one shot, you're literally throwing. Like, if you do a tier 5 or 6 and you die, there's probably a really good chance you're not going to beat that raid, purely because of that alone. But yeah, it's something that like these are way harder than they were in Sword and Shield. You can't get carried by a raid. You can't be a low level. Like, if you come into a tier 5 raid with anything under level 75, you are already like in a bad position. Oh, this thing actually has Terra Blast. Wow. But yeah, the whole point I'm trying to get across is there actually is strategy in winning these. And yeah, if you're someone that typically joins raids in the past games and you just don't like know your typing, or you don't even bring in strong Pokemon, you're gonna struggle tremendously doing these raids. In fact, yeah, like I've seen people bring their starter in on tier 5 raids that are like literally weak to the Pokemon. And I already knew we were gonna lose. You know, it's like the second turn of the battle, their Pokemon gets one shot by the raid boss. And it's like, if you get one shot, you're like literally if 3 people die, there's no way you can win these. Like, if you die 3 times, it's impossible. There's no possible way you're like coming out on top. But yeah. Like, it's better not to die, is what I'm trying to get across in these type of raids. Like, I like Tinkaton. Like, a high-level Tinkaton is actually really good because it has a lot of very solid resistances. I mean, obviously you're not going to do good against ground, but, like, ideally you need to build a very strong special attacker and a very strong physical attacker for almost, like, every typing in the game. Like, I mean, there's certain Pokemon that work really well, versatile, like, they're versatile to like multiple different types of raids, but it's a lot more difficult in this game because like you have these Pokemon that have their normal stab moves that they're probably going to run, but then they have a new move, like they have a new typing. So the problem here that arises is that you have to be very much knowledgeable of Pokemon movesets on top of it. Like, you can't just go into a raid like, oh, it's a rock, Terra, I'm going to bring fighting. Because you might be facing a Gardevoir, and you're just gonna get destroyed by a Gardevoir's Psychic or Fairy moves. You know what I'm trying to say? So ideally, you want to bring a Pokemon that can resist Rock, Fairy, and Psychic. It doesn't necessarily matter if you're doing super effective, but like on top of that, using things like Swords Dance and Screech are actually super good. Like Metal Sound, Screech, lowering the defense of your raid boss, like that stuff is actually very valuable. But that's what I'm trying to say, that like even like you can't just blindly bring in a Pokemon purely based on its Terra type, because like there's certain scenarios where, say it's a Hippowdon with Flying Terra, you're gonna be getting hit by ground moves, so your electric type is just gonna get wrecked in that fight. That's what I'm trying to say, is like there's like so much nuance still that like if you're someone that's typically not good with typing in Pokemon, you're gonna struggle tremendously figuring out how to do these raids better. But I think like there are also like some generic strategies, like Gimme Goals evolution apparently like somewhat viable. Honestly, Crydon and Rhydon are some of the best picks to bring to the raids. They're definitely up there as like some of the most neutral, better picks to bring. I've had different experiences personally. It's like everyone else. Usually the people that are running Crydon and Rhydon are carrying. And it also does matter what level they're at. Like, if it's a level 100 Miraidon and Crydon, yes, they're going to be doing really good. If it's someone that doesn't understand like how to set up, because a lot of times like the people that are doing really good with those Pokemon are actually like doing the things that I'm talking about, where like I'm raising the attack stats of everyone on the team turn 1. They're setting up like their stat increasing moves, or they're using moves to lower the defense of the boss. And the thing is, like, once the boss reaches a certain amount of damage, it always does the Tera Shield. There's ways to knock out the boss before it sets up the Tera Shield. So, like, that's the reason why organization and strategy actually matters, because doing a lot of damage right off the bat isn't even necessarily the best strategy on beating level 5 and 6 raids. Like, ideally, you want to be, like, lowering the defense stats and increasing your attack stats before you're dealing out a lot of damage, because then that way you can actually knock out the boss before you even get to that stage of the fight. Because a lot of times, like, what I've noticed is a lot of damage gets output, so there will only be like 25% health left of the raid boss. But because it does the Tera thing, and the raid boss can actually steal your Tera energy as well throughout the fight. Essentially, if you don't terrestrialize and knock out that shield the way you're supposed to, that part in the battle can actually cost you the entire raid if your team isn't able to withstand damage. And that's why a lot of people lose. It's not even like that, like, you don't even have to terrestrialize to win the fights, is what I'm trying to say. But if you do get to that point where you have to actually terrestrialize and you can't you can't take the damage from the raid boss, that's why everyone loses. You know? If one person dies, I hate to say it, but like the minute like 1 or 2 people die, you're pretty much like in a pretty bad scenario. So that's like that's one thing I've noticed. Like when I first started doing the raids, I didn't understand what was happening. Like I didn't know that when you died, it takes up a big chunk of the timer. So I was like, how did I lose this raid? Like what happened? And then it made sense, like, oh, when I died, it did that. And yeah, just like something I've noticed after doing a bunch. Like so many level 5 raids I've done that I couldn't beat, and then like I got paired up with people that did set up, and we just straight up one-shot it. Like I was actually blown away. It took one Pokemon on the team to eliminate some of these raid bosses, which I honestly didn't think was possible. You can actually even solo these raids if you're, you know, going in strategically, because NPCs, when they get knocked out, it actually doesn't contribute to your thing. I'm good right now on the 3-star. I'm actually going to use the restroom real quick, and then we'll kind of resume here. But yeah, I'm just trying to like give some basic idea of like what raiding in this game is like. I mean, it's definitely not easier, which is good. Like I like that it's actually a challenge. But if you're doing like online and you're not actually playing with people who you know, it becomes a lot more difficult unless like you're lucky enough to like get paired up with people that do have some basic knowledge on how to do these raids better. So yeah, like it does take a little bit of grinding endgame still to just put yourself in a position where you can confidently, you know, try fighting some of these raids and such. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, I'm gonna use the restroom, get some more water, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna put my be right back screen just for like a brief moment here, but thanks so much for tuning into the stream today. We're gonna try to do some Eevee raids now. Yo, the final Scarlet Violet trailer drops today, and I'm going to react to it live here. Alright, so I'm on their official page. I'm refreshing to see if they've launched it yet. Nothing just yet. Nothing yet. Oh, there it is. I see it right now. Alright, we're about to watch this.
Alright everyone, it's almost time to begin your journeys in the Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet games.
Laylee,
You embark on an adventure where the
Medicham.
familiar charms of the Pokémon series evolve into a new experience.
Yo, I'm so
As a
excited
student
about
at
these
an academy
games.
in the Paldea region, you'll take part in an independent study program called the Treasure Hunt.
Treasure hunt,
And
okay.
you'll search this vast world for a precious treasure of your very own. But hey, at this point, you probably knew all that already, right?
Love me some
Here's
Slowpoke.
something we hope even you well-informed viewers will enjoy. A sneak peek
Psyduck,
at 4
Magikarp.
particular trainers' journeys in Paldea.
Wait, what is that?
Now, let the
Oh, that's the
adventures
pig.
begin.
Le
This trainer is battling a Pokemon
Lechonk.
called Lechonk. Lechonk is a gourmand. It's proud of its nose, which it uses to sniff out delicious food.
I think I might pick Quaxley. That's my starter, honestly. I actually like the way the interface looks.
Oh, look!
Sounds
Quaxley
nice.
terastalized.
I feel terrestrializing is going to be very interesting in
Terrestrializing is a
competitive
phenomenon
VGC.
unique to the Paldea region, but all Pokemon can do it. It adds extra punch to moves of the Pokemon's Terra type.
That's so cool.
What's that over there? Is that a glowing Pokemon?
What does this
It
mean?
seems to be a Jigglypuff. But why is it shining so bright? Better approach it slowly and start a battle.
Is this a paradox form?
Whoa! It terrestrialized!
Oh,
Looks like this Jigglypuff has the water type for its Terra type. Apparently, these sparkly wild Pokemon will terrestrialize in battle.
that is awesome. So that's like a water terrestrialized Jigglypuff. I personally, this is starting to
Jigglypuff
grow on
seems
me.
pretty
This
tough,
mechanic,
but
this
Quaxly's
gimmick.
strong too. Dealing enough damage to a wild Terra Pokemon causes its terrestrialization to come undone.
Then you can catch it.
Now, throw a Pokeball!
Oh my gosh, yes. Please do.
Nice. The wild Jigglypuff was caught. Some Pokemon, like this Jigglypuff,
Oh,
have
tells
a
you the
Terra
Terra
type
type.
completely different from their regular type.
That's super cool.
Any Pokemon is capable of having any of the 18 different types as its Terra type.
That's amazing. The variety,
What's
the
this?
options.
Quaxly's out there in the world, charging straight toward that Litleo. Looks like Quaxly battled Litleo on its own and won. That's because the trainer gave Quaxly the Let's Go command. Using Let's Go will send your lead Pokemon out onto the field to battle.
Wait, it's just going out there and knocking them out?
If a Pokemon gets sent out toward an item, it'll go pick it up. Just
Oh,
like
that's so-
Quaxly here.
That's
What a
awesome.
useful command for
That's similar
searching
to
your
Arceus,
surroundings.
Legends
These
Arceus.
Pokemon are so helpful, giving their all for their partner. Next,
Very good.
the trainer opens his map to see where he wants to go.
I like the way the interface and the
You can set a place as your
map is
destination
looking.
to keep yourself on track as you go. Then we can hop atop the legendary Pokemon Miraidon and get going. And what have we here?
It's super
It's a
early here,
base
by the
belonging
way.
to Team Star,
I had to get up
school
for this.
troublemakers. Starfall Street, one of the 3 major stories that will make up your Paldean adventures, will
interesting.
unfold in bases like this one.
I like how it's kind of like a
Time to
fort.
face Team Star. Our trainer rang the bell and barged into the base. That takes some guts. But things look bad. There are lots of grunts around, and they keep sending out Pokemon. They just won't
Oh,
quit blocking
what?
the way. We'll need
That's
to use
cool that you
Let's Go
fight like
to defeat
this.
Team Star's
Here.
Pokemon.
Wiggle it.
There we go. All the grunts have been defeated at last.
That's
Oh
cool.
wait, is that some kind of tricked out car?
Tricked out
It is.
car.
And atop it is Mela, the boss of Team Star's fire crew.
Uh-oh.
She's obviously tough. It's easy to see why she's a boss. Time
Yo,
for you
what's
to
going
train
on?
up Pokemon to battle. You'll have to wait for your own adventure to see how a battle
Torkoal?
like this plays out. Now,
Alright,
let's check in
That's a
on
good
another
point. I
trainer.
bet you
How's her
there's a lot of
adventure going?
speculation about the engine, that it's a Pokemon.
Aha! She's using the TM machine at a Pokemon Center. The TM machine lets you make your own TMs, also
That's
known as technical machines,
awesome.
using materials Pokemon drop when you defeat or catch them.
This is great. I love this already. This crafting is just kind of fun.
Now, where will she go next? Seems to be a desert-like area under a blazing sun. Just looking at it is enough to make you thirsty. Oh, her Rotom phone is ringing. Sounds like Arvin, her friend in
I
the
like that
next
the
grade
Rotom
up,
phone
needs some
has
help.
become a staple of the franchise.
To give Arvin a hand, the trainer's headed to a rock face where a Titan lurks.
Yo, that's sick.
This is one of the stops on the Path of Legend, a story where you'll seek out legendary.
I actually do
herbs
like
called
this
Herba
Pokemon
Mystica.
a lot. So
There
Path of
it is,
Treasure,
a
Path of
gigantic
Legend.
Titan Pokemon. Time to battle.
Icy
Right off
Wind.
the bat, there's Icy Wind, the move our trainer taught Drifloon earlier. Icy Wind lowered the Titan Cloth's speed stat. Drifloon
The terrestrializing
terrestrializes
stuff
to become a
seems very
grass type.
interesting.
This is Terra Blast, a new move that changes type to match the user's
That's
Terra type
pretty
when the
clutch
user
because
is
it's super
terrestrialized.
effective.
It ought to be handy for a Pokemon with a Terra type different from
Wow.
its regular types. Looks like Cloth suddenly got somewhere else to be.
That's
Wait,
pretty awesome.
what's our trainer doing now of all times? Looks like
trades.
she's taking a little break from adventuring to trade Pokemon with a friend.
Profit
Over
Fi
here,
Fi.
her trade partner has received
Is that what it's called?
Girafarig. Seems like she immediately added Girafarig to her team, and she's gonna let it run around in the field and train up for some battles.
Nice. That looks good. Oh my gosh, they're gonna show the evolution here.
Oh, could Girafarig be evolved?
This has been speculated.
Hang on. Did its tail become its head? Or is its head wearing its tail?
It's kind of like
What
a
an unexpected
astronaut.
evolution. Seems like Girafarig has evolved into Farigiraf. In the Paldea region's Pokédex, you
Farigiraf?
can see photos of Pokemon as well as information about them, so you can get to know them even better.
That's pretty cool though. I'm
Let's
down.
check out the town of Artisan next.
I'm all about it.
It looks like one big park. Now that the trainer's Pokemon have gotten stronger, it seems she's made her way to a gym. She's
So this
following
must be a
Victory
good
Road,
gym challenge,
a story
huh?
where you'll conquer all 8 gyms
Victory
to achieve
Road.
champion rank. Nimona, the battle-loving trainer who'll show you the ropes,
Very nice.
is all fired up. Before you can battle a gym leader, you'll first have to pass the gym
So far,
test
I'm
of their
just
gym.
super excited about the
Better get
collecting
started
aspect
right
and all the
away.
terastallizing. Whoa, what's going on there?
All right, that's the gym test passed. Time to battle the gym
What was
leader.
with that? Like,
Here comes Gracias, the grass-type gym leader, with a striking entry.
Fido versus Sudowoodo. It's gonna terastallize. See, that's kind of cool that he's using a Pokemon like Sudowoodo that is often mistaken as a tree,
Terastallized and became a grass
but
type.
he can actually make it a grass type here. That's what's really cool about this generation. Maybe we'll finally get the
How's
Crystal
our trainer
Onyx.
gonna handle this one?
Pretty interesting.
Aha! She's gonna fight back by having her own Pokemon terastallize.
It's gonna terastallize, and what does it do here? Alright, I'm back. Yeah, she's just down there laying in the sun right now, honestly, just trying to enjoy herself. Alright, so I'm gonna actually rename the stream, and we're gonna try to find some Eevee Tera Raids. Sorry for the delay there. I'm trying not to like walk away too long. Like I know like I'm trying to keep it a little entertaining. Like I have that little be right back screen. So I do appreciate people sticking by and all that jazz. So let's see here. We're gonna try to. So apparently the Eevee raids have a little bit of a glow to them. Alright, see how there's this one. Let's head over here and see if we can get this raid. 1 second. Let me change the name of the raid. The stream, excuse me. Eevee Raids. I'll put the codes up too, so if you have the game and you want to join any of these raids, yeah, go for it. Alright, I'm down to do it if you want to post your code in the chat. Alright. Let's see. It's poison type. Oh, that's cool. Alright, let me get into the screen real quick. I'll also head over to mine after this. Oops. Right. So this will only be for the weekend, for the most part. I'm pretty sure. Interesting. There's a lot of Pokemon I can actually get dex entries for by doing raids. Right. Start. Alright, I'm heading over. Poison. I still feel like it's a solid pick for this raid. Just cause steel typing. Alright. We should be good to go. Let's see. You like they give a lot of time? Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel that, I feel that. Nice. Alright, so we're gonna do a poison Eevee. Very interesting. Alright, I'm gonna boost up our attack, turn 1. I still need to eventually... one of my goals, kind of now, is to try to go through and actually build options for raid, like build Pokemon specifically for doing raids. That way I have like a viable variety of options. Alright, let's go. I feel like the EVs are probably a little bit easier for a tier 5. Like, they feel pretty easy. Like, we're not even trying too hard, I feel like. They don't really output so much damage. Okay, we're gonna get the Tera shield up now. I have to keep switching between Brutal Swing and Gigaton Hammer, because I can't use it successively. Or in succession. Hopefully I can Terrasilize. Actually, Terrasilizing wouldn't be a good call on my end, because then I become weak to the poison. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay. It's up to you to Terrasilize Ada. I believe. Right. Oh, nice. The Eevee's burned. That's good. Actually, I'm gonna increase our attack a bit more. Can you Terrasilize yet, Ada? Oh, it's asleep. Oh, yeah, it is. Here, I'll try to heal up the team. Yeah, I just don't want to Terrasilize because then I'll actually be weak. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose my steel typing because it is very... Wait, why is it not letting me? Why does it not let me do something here? What the hell is going on? It's like I'm frozen or something. It's very strange. Oh, maybe because you were Terrasilizing. That's so weird that it does that. Alright, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. The options in this game to be supportive, like with the cheers, is actually pretty good. Alright, let's go. Yeah, you only get 3. But the reason why it wasn't moving, I think you were in the middle of Terrasilizing, and I guess that's how the game deals with that interaction. That was strange. There we go. Yeah, that was actually kind of difficult still. Very nice. Alright. I'm wearing my new cap. Yeah, I guess that's true. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you how many shards I have so far, just from doing raids and finding them on the map and such. Just give you an idea, like maybe what this type of grind would be like if you were trying to change Tera type of a Pokemon. I'm thinking probably in DLC they'll like have something that's like even faster to do that. I don't know, we'll see. This is speculation, but it feels like that's how they're making these Pokemon games these days, is the first base game, it's like you have to grind more, and then like the DLC, the incentive is like, oh, it makes PvP even faster and more accessible. You know? So that's what I'm guessing is gonna end up happening down the line here. But real quick, let me look at my items, just kind of show you. Sorry, where are they at? Trying to remember which. So this is kind of like where I'm at with some of them. Some I have like almost none of because I haven't really done many of those type of raids, but others like I have a decent amount. Like I have 16, for example, of the poison, which is one we just did, and yeah, you need 50 of these shards to actually change the Tera type of a Pokemon. So once I got 50, I could, you know, for example, go to my Salamence to make it a poison Tera type if I really wanted to. It does take a while to kind of grind for these things. But yeah, you do get, like, by raiding and such, you get a lot of valuable items. That would be one of the appeal. So I'm going to actually head over to this dragon one now. Wait, what is this up here? Oh, that's just a regular dark. I swear I didn't see that on the map, but maybe I just wasn't looking at it. Yeah, I guess I wasn't really looking at it, that's why. Alright, so I'm going to put the code up for this Eevee. You can join it if you're watching. Alright, this is only a 3-star one though, but I mean, if you still want to join, you can go for it. Or I'll just solo it, if anything. I'll type it in the chat here as well. Nice. Right. Do you think you'll want to add it? Because if you don't, I might just like start the raid. Because it is something that I could probably just like solo super quick. And the benefit, like, we will get dragon Tera shards from it. Let's see. I think it'll be interesting. I don't know, like, dragon could be maybe useful on... I don't know, I'm trying to think like what would be the best. I mean, Eevee, collecting a bunch of different Tera types for Eevee could be very beneficial, just because, like I was saying a little bit earlier, Jolteon as an ice type, for example, could be interesting. Yeah, plus you can get shards. It's definitely one of the main appeal. Yeah, that makes sense, Ada. I'll definitely put the code in the chat whenever I get raids and such. I'm gonna do the same thing we did last time. Alright, this should be good for us. Good call on Tinkaton here. I just think it's such a solid pick for a majority of the like Eevee battles. Wow, like look at that. Damn, it just got wrecked. I mean, it is a tier 3. I guess we didn't really have the setup here. I'll catch this one in a heal ball. Right. We'll find another raid here. This is like the most bizarre like catch sequence ever. Right, nice. Yeah, it's a really fun design. I like the juxtaposition of it being very small, cute, but then it's like has this huge hammer and it does a lot of like it's very threatening typing. I wonder if it will be used. I haven't really looked much at it, to be honest. My observations of a lot of new Pokemon are very surface level still. Like I need to do more of a deep dive on abilities and like move pulls and such coming up, because that's something obviously I'm gonna have to care about if I'm gonna be building teams for VGC. There's a poison one. Here, I'll come over here and there's a couple Eevee. 4-star Psychic Tera. I'm down. Let me see what this is first, because I kind of want to host some too. Like the dragon one I did, but I think we can get Mr. Joe in on some of these actually, now that I think about it. Because this isn't like spoiler-esque. These are just Eevees. You know what I mean? So... Yo, see look, this is going to be a spawn that probably occurs every day. Wait, no, is that a raid? No, that's a Pokemon, right? Wait, where'd it go? I hear it still. Yo, what's up, Mr. Joe? I still hear it. Maybe we could do this fairy one first and then we'll do yours, Ada. Let me just get to it. I just got distracted because I saw that spawn. What the? That was weird. I think it just despawned when I got there. Alright, the Eevee is here. I'm gonna put the code up and anyone who wants can join. Alright, it is fairy, so bring a steel tape if you have it. We're using Tinkaton because it's like pretty solid here. Alright, I'll be right back. 1 second. The code is up. Let me type it in the chat also. Alright, I'll be right back. One second. Alright, sorry about that. No, I think you can do it. You can do the, Oh, do you think... Are your Pokemon maybe not high enough level? Let's just try it. You can definitely join the raid. Let's see if we can beat it with you. I'm willing to try. Just bring your highest level, and don't bring something that's weak to Fairy. If you have a poison type, that would actually be a good option too. Steel, poison, bug. I think bug also resists Fairy type moves. So, yeah, maybe something like that could be good. Or yeah, just try this for now. We'll see, you know, because like if we can beat it, like, doesn't matter. We were beating it with 2 NPCs, so it's like, even if your Pokemon's a lower level, maybe we'll still be okay. How about this? For the first turn, it might not be able to work. It might be too late to say this now, but try being... The cheers are actually really good. So maybe we can use your character to set up the attack boosts, and me and Ada will just kind of like nuke things. Fire resist too, that's true. Alright, so I'm gonna set up attack the first time. I think we'll be good, to be honest. It will be a little difficult, but we'll see. If you don't get targeted, we'll be golden. And I think even if you got hit, I'm sure it would be okay. Okay. Go for Terra Blast. Let's go! Honestly, this would be good for a Sylveon. But I mean, you can catch a Sylveon in the wild. I have to go for Play Rough here. Maybe I can put like a better... Maybe there's a different steel move I could put on Tinkaton. Alright, see, that didn't do too bad, honestly. You're getting knocked out there. It's fun. If we can carry you through this one, then we could probably just do tier 5s the whole time. It's fine. It'll be a little bit of RNG, right? Try going for like the attack boost cheer for the team, because that stuff will really help us out. Oh wait, I think I could have Terrassalized here. The heal is also really good. Like the heal, the defensive thing, and the attack boost, they're all pretty solid. Okay, I can't Terrassalize that. Right. This will be close, but I think we might be able to just barely do it. There are level 3 and 4 ones too. I think Ada actually has one. So that's always an option. Alright, I'm gonna Terrassalize. You have Flash Cannon? Maybe that's what I should be running. I almost feel like the Steel Tinkaton could be really good. Alright. I think we might still be good. Please don't miss. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Play rough is brutal. Alright, I think we still got this. I'm gonna go for a Gigaton Hammer here. After it gets its boost off. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we can still beat it, even when you get knocked out. When you got knocked out a couple times, it looks like. GG's. Very nice. Where should I catch this in? I'm gonna catch an Electry. Imagine like a Umbreon with a Fairy Terra type. That could be insane. Maybe Umbreon with a Steel Terra type. Wow, that would actually be nuts. Imagine. That seems solid. Ada. Yeah, I'm gonna take Fake off my Tinkaton. Yo, we got Soothe Bells. Nice. Very nice. Do you want to do that raid that you had, Ada? Because it's a tier 4, it'll be a little bit easier. Alright. Let me save real quick. I do know that you've seen the starter already, Joe. See, look, there's that Pokemon. I actually still need a Teddy Ursa. What was it? Ooh, it's a Sneasel. Yeah, I only use Brutal Swing against wild encounters. Let me catch this fighting Sneasel. But yeah, you can probably put the code up. It takes like 3 minutes anyways, or whatever. I can like... So I didn't realize originally that they can't be one-shot in this form. So it's actually really easy to hunt these when you bring in like high-level Pokemon. So in theory, this same Sneasel should exist in everyone's game. Based on the logic of how these spawns seem to work. It's kind of interesting though, fighting Sneasel. That might actually be good though. I'm pretty sure, doesn't Weavile get close combat? That would actually be insane. Alright, let me do this raid real quick. Also, Mr. Joe, you can join this raid that Ada's posting. Let's go. Yeah, even just going into the search feature, there's so many Eevee raids occurring. Oops. You don't have to be friends with people to do these, right? Right. You said that's psychic? Honestly, I'll just keep Tinkaton. Steel resist psychic. Oh yeah, I forgot to put Flash Cannon on. I think Flash Cannon would be better in these fights. So I don't have to keep like alternating between moves. Is that the water Tauros? Yeah, I feel you. But here we are. We're ready. Alright. Yeah, this would be nice to get this one too. Have the variety. Oh, it's water fighting. That's cool. That's actually pretty sick. I didn't... It's the leader of the herd, right? That has that typing in Violet. It's a good old water buffalo. I wonder what's... It's maybe that's a tough one, the shiny hunt. Let me just... Yeah. I want to actually build raid Pokemon. That's the thing about this game, there's not really a great way to remove EVs, so it's like almost better to just like, if you want to train something down the line, just don't use it. Just leave it in your box. It's only 3%. Oh wow. Nice. Yeah, this one's so much easier. This music's super hype though. Alright. I like how my hammer is blocking the view. Alright, I'm just gonna catch these all in like different Pokeballs. Why not? A net ball for the psychic one. It's like a body horror. Like the person just starts like, you know, like that like very famous clip of the person in like the like atomic bomb or whatever, where it's like shows the guy like melting off his like bones. Anyways. It only goes to level 1 for water type encounters? Wait, really? Or isn't there a way to get level 3? Alright, let's see where the next... What's that noise, yo? I swear I'm like hearing something. Is it? Maybe? Interesting. Is it this thing I heard? I still hear it. So weird. What's the noise I'm hearing? What is this noise? Tell me what this noise is. Answer me. I'm so confused. It's almost like that spawn is still there. Like the Sneasel that I caught. But it's not actually here. I don't understand, yo. Alright, I'm just gonna ignore that. Let's go to this rock one. Go to the rock one. Don't worry, I have some. I want to try to... Whoa, what is going on over here? Like, is that supposed to be normal? That, like, they spawned like that? Somewhere on the mountainside? This game is... Yeah, I don't even know what to say, to be honest. Yo. I didn't even know they could spawn in a horde like this, wow. Die! I've already evolved a Haxorus fully. You're worth more to me dead. Alright. Dang, there's a lot of Axial up here. Where am I? Okay, so this is a tier 4. This will be easy. I'll type the code in the chat. This will be an easy one. There we go. Alright. The Rock Eevee. I guess I could still run Tinkaton, to be honest. I keep forgetting to give the move as well. But whatever. I wonder what would be the best way to build Tinkaton. I never really looked at its stats, but it feels like it's like pretty... I don't know. It didn't seem like there was a... Actually, let me just look at its stats right now. It looked like it had pretty balanced stats, but... I don't know if it was really clear when I looked at it what its role was. I didn't really look at its like base stats, but I was just looking in-game stats. Yeah, so it's like attack. It's pretty. It's actually kind of bulky. It has like 85 HP, 77 defense, 105 special defense, and its attack and special attack are relatively close to each other. Being at 75 attack and 70 special attack. So I wonder if it could be viable to run this as like a mixed attacker. Can learn something called Ice Hammer. That seems pretty good. That's an egg move, it says. It can learn Knockoff. Interesting. Alright. There's about like a minute left on this. I'm not sure if Maybe people aren't doing this one. It's cool if that's the case though. I'll just start it. I'll give it a little bit more though. Maybe people are still trying to join. I'm gonna do a couple more raids though, and then I'm thinking that I'm trying to decide if I want to do the stakes on stream or off stream, because I've gotten some on stream, I've gotten some off stream, and it is kind of just like a grindy part. I'll definitely encounter and catch the 4 legendaries on stream, but it might not be that interesting to watch me go collect the stakes. Or, you know, like, it's something that I could just get done, and then we can just jump into the meat and potatoes. You know what I mean? Could be a solid call. Alright, let's just, like, blow through this Eevee real quick. Would rock be a viable option? I mean, there's so many... Since they're all Eevee, the fact that we could just evolve these to anything of our choice already creates like a very interesting event, you know? Like, I feel like I haven't put enough thought into this yet to really know if, you know, what Terra type would be good on Eevee. Like, what Eevees are gonna, like, what Eevee evolutions are gonna really benefit. I may have started it already, my bad. Okay. So yeah, this is, I mean, you can still get the Pokemon in the game, but it's like catching them with unique Terra types, like I said. That's gonna save you the most time when you're trying to build competitive Pokemon. Yeah, this is so easy. Alright, this should knock out, I imagine. Alright, let's catch this Eevee. I like that we're at least getting shards and items while we're also just catching options for potential teams. I think maybe depending on the ball, it kind of like catches your opponent off guard. Like if I'm using a dive ball on a Eevee evolution, and then it's actually a rock Terra, I feel like it's mind games. Like a Leafeon and a dive ball that rock Terras. Maybe I'm overthinking this. It gave me a Leaf Stone. Wow, it gives you a lot of good items actually. A lot of evolution items. I think pretty much every Eevee raid gives you like Eevee related items, like with the Soothe Bell. Yeah. The stones, as you saw. Okay, that's just another Eevee. I'm gonna save real quick. Yeah, exactly, right. That's what I'm trying to say, is like I could just do that off stream. Watch a video, collect them all, and then show up with, you know, the encounters ready. And then I can just spend a stream going to each one of them and catching them. That'd be cool. Because I do want to get this, I want to do shiny hunts and such. Like I actually want to try to shiny hunt some stuff in this game. So, there's that. Right. I'm gonna head to this ice raid. Look at this, these. Oh. Wow. Interesting. Like, I don't even know. I think the shiny version of this thing is like so similar that, like, how would you even know that you found it? Well, obviously this wasn't it. We would have seen that. Oh wait, I want to look at my... How do you look at your... Is it this thing? Okay, I've never battled any shinies yet. So I've put 49 hours into this game. Holy shit. Wow. Alright, we're gonna see what level this is. Alright, it's a level 4. I'm gonna put it up. It should be relatively easy for us. Alright, I'm gonna put the code. There we go. I think this might be the last one I'm going to do for now, and then I'll probably just end my stream for the day. But, yeah, I think it might, maybe tomorrow I'll try to have the legendary stuff already set up. Maybe, like, when I get off work later, or maybe even when I end my stream, I'll, like, go do that stuff and, like, start collecting some of the stakes. Yeah, maybe for tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Monday. Or no, actually, I'm off Sunday. Maybe Sunday. Either tomorrow or Sunday I'll like try to do that stuff, but I'm definitely trying to grind and get the Herba Mystica. I don't know if we can get it from these raids. Like, I don't know if the level 5 Eevee has a chance to drop it at all. But yeah, for the most part, I'm just kind of grinding it at this point, trying to get resources. And even if I don't get the shiny charm, I do want to try to do some shiny hunts by making, like, if I can get the right ingredients with the Herba Mystica. Like, I think I have 2 spicy ones so far, but I need salty. So I'm gonna try my luck at like doing raids that aren't Eevee as well. Like, I don't know if like the Eevee raids being here kind of disrupts the chances at doing the other items and such, but yeah. Like, that's an item I want to try to grind, because I've seen people able to find shinies just by making sandwiches that make, like, say, so the way, like, the sandwiches work, you can increase shiny chances, but it has to be, like, a Pokemon, like, a specific typing. But you can also make a sandwich that increases the encounter rate of a certain type as well, so you can be, like, encounter rate 3 ground and sparkling power 3. So what it does is it increases the spawns of ground in the area, like wherever you're at. Like, if there's a ground type that normally spawns there, it'll spawn more of that specific ground type. And then the odds of it being a shiny are higher too. And since a lot of times, like, these areas, they just kind of like spawn in mass amounts of Pokemon, you can pretty much go through it and you can go through it and, you know, get shinies apparently, like, really easily. Like, apparently, like, a lot of people get like multiple shinies sometimes within a half hour, and these are people that are doing it without even a shiny charm. So it seems like pretty good odds, and that's something I want to do because I have not gotten a shiny through my playthrough, which, you know, I wasn't expecting that I would get one, but based on other people's experience, it seemed like there's a high chance. But I also could have just missed shinies as well, because I don't know what some of them look like the newer ones, and some of them also are just kind of like hard to tell even if you do know what they look like. So I don't really know. My profile says I've never battled any, so yeah. I'm thinking that I've just had, you know, bad luck, I guess, but I don't even know if it's bad luck. I feel like maybe it's more like everyone else had good luck. Like, solid luck. But I do feel like it is kind of interesting. I put like 49 hours in the game. I have not found one shiny, but I feel like a lot of people have just found them on the map. And I have like been grinding it, like just running around, not really doing a lot of like fast travel. just kind of like exploring and filling out my decks and such. So I do feel like maybe I've just been a little unlucky on that camp. But like I said, the sandwich power stuff, I want to do some streams where I actually like make the sandwiches once I get the Herbo Mystica I need, and do some shiny hunts, because I do feel like that's a really good method in this game. Yeah, I feel that. There's trade codes to get the regionals. There's like a whole like system that people set up. There's like a video by Austin John Play that he like shows these codes, and like if you just do them, you can like eventually get matched up against someone who's like looking for the regional. Like it's like Stunky for what was it? Stunky for Gulpin, I think. Stuff like that, you know, like Dino for the dragon one. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. The like Dragapult's base form. But yeah, it's like you can get all of them. You could even find one for the Koraidon. I'll just catch it in this. Why not? Well, I'm saying like the regionals that you can't catch in this game, you can actually catch them. You can. There's trade codes that are set up that you can get the regionals. So like Stunky, you can get by just entering this code, and like there's people that are like, as long as you're supposed to bring Gulpin, and then they bring Stunky. So when you get matched up with someone that's showing Stunky, as long as you're showing them Gulpin, the trade should go through, because that's why you're both there. That's how I got my regional Ditto, because there's a code that's going around. Actually, I should probably find it, just so I can tell you it real quick before I head off. What is the Ditto code? I got a French Ditto with it. I haven't been breeding or anything yet. Like I just got it because I was like, I saw the code. I'm like, I'll just take some time and grind this. It definitely takes a long time because you get paired up with just random trainers, and there's a lot of people just, you know, you'll get. I got matched up with a lot of people who were English speakers, so it's 4448 4448. But I'll type it in the chat. So if you're looking to get a foreign Ditto in your game for the Masuda method, oh, so you're like, yeah, you're like way further than me. Time-wise grinding, that makes sense then. But yeah, if anyone's looking to get a foreign Ditto, just type this code in, have a Ditto. Like, I would suggest making sure the Ditto is the first thing in your slot. That way you don't have to search it every time. It always automatically picks the Ditto you're trying to trade. That's the best way to go about this method, is set up your box so whatever Pokemon you are trading, you have as the first thing. And then, yeah, pretty much, I'll show you. That's how I got my French Ditto. I actually didn't realize at first, because when I got it originally, I almost thought it was like just, you know, an American player, but I always check like the status of the Pokemon first, and then I saw it was French. I was like, oh, this works. Oh, sorry, Mr. Joe. So yeah, I have a French Ditto that I can actually Masuda method with. It doesn't really have good IVs, but it does have one perfect in attack, which is actually not too bad. But yeah, so I do have like a Masuda method way to breed. I just haven't done anything yet. I do plan on breeding my Quaxley for trades at some point, or whatever its like final evolution is called. But yeah, just kind of wanted to touch upon that. Like, if you're interested in like the other trade code lists, it's an Austin John's play. Like, he's the one that compiled the list. Maybe we can find it. Oh yeah, here. Actually, this tweet is perfect. Just go to this tweet. You can save these graphics. Well, you can move forward in the stream. You just have to I know what you're saying. It's like kind of tough sometimes to like get back onto the live portion of it, right? But yeah, this tweet, if you're interested, has all the like, you can actually save these to your phone, and it has all the trade codes for all the starters, all the regionals, or version exclusive, not regionals. And there is one even for, if like, you can trade away your extra legendary, and there's like people doing that too. Personally, I would rather trade the legendary to someone who I know is real, because there are people who are already like hacking this game and such. And I would rather trust getting a legendary from someone I know actually caught it in game. And, you know, I'd feel better that's where my legendary was going to someone that actually like wants it and needs it. I'm actually ending my stream just now, Ice Glaciana. I was just letting people know about, there's a code to get foreign dittos and pretty much all your version exclusives if people are interested in, you know, that's the method like they wanted to try to do it. I was just like explaining that, and I was just about to end the stream. But I will be doing some more later this weekend. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in the stream. The Sass Squad is getting strong each and every day. But good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, friends, and thanks again for tuning in today. Bye.